It's kind of good morning, YouTube. Morning and evening, sunrise yoga. My head is chopped off. Let me move the computer back. Let's see how. All right, I think that looks good. Perfecto. I did bring my headset, but I didn't hook it up, so hopefully you guys can hear me perfectly. And I am going to start using my headset more because I need to. And being in dynamic locations means that your sound also might or might not work. So hello everyone, let's come to a seat. Thank you for joining today. It could be morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is. Thank you so much for joining. So we're going to start out by having a seat. We're going to start grounded. So as we're seated, you can cross your legs. You can sit up straight. Your legs can be over the top, or they could be nice and comfortable out in front of you, however you decide. Let's put our hands, you can have your hands at heart center. You can have one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach, or you have your hands grounded on top of your knees. Whatever feels better. So we're just going to start with some breath exercises. Remember, it could be morning time where you're at. It could be you're just kind of getting started for the day. So we're taking that time just to wake ourselves up. Okay? Wake up. I'm saying that to myself. So as we're in this position, let's breathe in. Release out. And we're sitting up straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, in. Release. Just keep going. In. Release out. Breathe in. Release out. Next, we're going to start just going through the nose and out through the nose. Breathe in. Release. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. We're going to do some circles. We're going to go to the right. Circulate. Getting that movement in this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you watch this. Just know it is morning time when you watch this on August 24th in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's where I'm at today. I feel like I'm somewhere else. I'm like somewhere all the time. Somewhere different. And when you come back to the top, stop and reverse. Go the opposite direction. Back just poppied. Pop, pop, pop. Going. And stop when you get to the top. Nice. Let's take our right hand on top of our left knee. Our left arm goes right behind our back. We look behind. We look over that left shoulder. Nice. Come back to center. Then take that left hand on that right knee. Right hand behind. Look over that right shoulder. Beautiful release. Come back to neutral. Let's come onto all fours. Come onto all fours. And we'll start off with some cat-cow. So go ahead and get that movement in. Remember, the breath is moving with you. A couple more. Last one. And back to neutral. Nice. Let's go into a child's pose. Push into those hands. Give yourself extra length. Forehead on the mat. Get that nice child's pose stretch. This is very active. Beautiful. Come back onto all fours. Let's push into down dog. Nice. And when you get here, go ahead and pedal it out. Nice. In this position, bend your knees. Step forward. Come up halfway. Fold. And then rise all the way on up. Get a nice little back bend right here. And hands to heart center. Beautiful, everyone, starting out at the top of the mat. Let's bring our hands to heart center. We're just going to take a second right here. Honor that we showed up when we showed up. And we're going to take a breath right here. So hands to heart center. Beautiful. We're going to flow through some of our sun salutations. So we're going to meet at the top of the mat. Switch of sides. I like that. I can just like the many angles of the movement. So at the top of the mat, hands to heart center. Arms up. Slight back bend. And fold. Sun A. Up halfway. Fold. Step back, jump back. Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths right here. You can add movement in if you like. You You can take those knees, move them, maybe move them side to side. Maybe you're just in stillness. The breath is always the consistent. I know you guys love when I say that. Release your shoulders by your ears. Bend your knees if needed. 2 more breaths. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Come up halfway. Fold. Rise all the way on up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. Again, arms up. Fold. Up halfway. Fold. Jump back, step back. Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Maybe you'd like to do a 3-legged dog right here. Point that hip down, foot pointing down. Fingers are wide on the mat. Press those palms into the mat. Come back to neutral. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Up halfway. Fold. Rise all the way on up. Hands to heart center. Arms going up again. Sunay. Fold. Up halfway. Fold. Step back, jump back, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Make sure you do whatever you did on the opposite side. Come back to neutral. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Up halfway. Fold. Rise all the way on up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful movement, everyone. Remember, the breath is always the consistent. The words that I love to say. So at the top of the mat, we're going to do our Sun B. Just take a second, breathe, clear your mind. Sunrise, after all. Take in where you're at. It's okay to just bask in yourself. You showed up. Doesn't matter when you showed up, you showed up. Sun B, arms up. Chair pose. And fold. Up halfway. Fold. Step back, jump back, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg forward. Warrior 1. So warrior 1, those arms go up. Palms facing each other. Relax those shoulders. Foot at a 45-degree angle, that back foot. And take those hands down, vinyasa. Maybe you want to lift your foot. Maybe it's too early to lift your foot, and do what's good for you. Left foot forward. Warrior 1. And hands down, vinyasa. Down dog. 5 breaths right here. Maybe you'd like to incorporate some other moves, and you can add them in there. 5 breaths. One more breath. Come back to neutral. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Up halfway. Fold. Rise into chair pose. Stand on up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. Arms go up. Sun salutation B again. Fold into, wait. Arms go up. Chair pose. Fold. Up halfway. Fold. Step back, jump back, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior 1. Nice, hands down, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot, warrior 1. And hands down, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Add in any movements right here. And when you are moving through that movement, keep breathing. That helps move through the stagnant energy. Couple more breaths. Bend your knees. Step or hop forward. Come up halfway. Fold. Rise into chair pose. Stand on up. Hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's step the long ways of our mat. And when we are the long way on our mat, we're going to take our hands. We're going to do some movements right here. So your hands are at heart center. And we're going to start them out behind your back. And you're going to clasp your hands. So clasp your hands. And we're just going to fold right on over. Keep breathing. Bend those knees if you need to. Keep breathing. And come up halfway. Rise all the way on up. We're going to stay in the same position. This time we're going to put our hands to our hip. When we fold, you can grab your toes. If you'd like to, you can move through any movements that you have here. So if tripod isn't your practice, you can go ahead and transition into tripod. So in your position, hands on your hips. And fold at them hips. Maybe you need to make your stance a little wider. Maybe you can grab your toes or your ankles. Maybe your head comes to the ground. It's still kind of early, but maybe you're super warmed up. Meet yourself wherever you're at. Come up halfway. Fold. Rise all the way on up. Beautiful. And then the next one, we're going to fold our arms. So behind your back, your hands can be like this. Or maybe you would like to do prayer hands. So the heels of your hands are touching the whole time. Okay? So do whatever position feels comfortable for you. So when you're ready, go ahead and fold. And come up halfway. Rise on up. Beautiful. Step to the top of your mat. Nice job. Just wiggle it on out. Beautiful. To the center of the mat. Let's do tree pose. So tree pose. We're going to start on the left side. So you can take your foot to the ankle. You can bring it under your knee, or you can bring it up above into your groin area, a 90-degree area. So wherever you're comfortable, go there. Hands to heart center, or you can take them out. Maybe you put them behind you. Wherever you're at, go right there. And release. Nice. Let's do the opposite side. So right foot, take it wherever you'd like. Push into that foot that is grounded. That'll help give you your stability. Remember, if you fall out, just come right back. And let's bring this to neutral and bring our foot down. And go ahead and flow through a vinyasa and meet me on the mat. We're going to meet on our backs after you finish your vinyasa. And as you finish your vinyasa, let's meet on our back. Take those arms long. Let's bring our left knee in. You can take that right leg long. And we keep breathing. I feel the stretch. Must be a good day to stretch. I feel like I was pretty fit yesterday, so. And Let's take that leg and cross it over our body. And let's take our other arm in the opposite direction, and we take our eyes the opposite direction. Nice, and come back to center. Switch, opposite leg goes long. Bring that opposite knee in. And let's take it across the body. Eyes look the opposite direction. Back to neutral. Bring your knees in. Let's do happy baby. Maybe move side to side in this position. Your hands can be grabbing your toes. Maybe they grab your feet. Maybe ankles. Grab wherever feels comfortable for you. Maybe rocking back and forth isn't what you want to do. These are all options. We all have options in life. You can push opposite foot up. Beautiful. Let's take our legs down. And we have this diamond shape in our legs. Bring them in. And as we come to the end of our practice, I give you some more time to add in some last movement. So maybe you'd like to flow through another vinyasa. You can go into shoulder stand. If you have a wall close by, you can do legs up the wall. If you'd like to do headstand or tripod, because they're in your practice, go right ahead. Go into those positions. Breathe. If you're in shoulder stand, you can go into plow pose. And if you're into plow pose, slowly unravel. If you're in tripod or headstand, slowly come on down, child's pose. And when you have made it to that comfortable position, Shavasana. as we start to move and wake our body up. You can roll to whichever side is more comfortable. And when you get to the comfortable side, take your time to sit on up. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe. You've showed up for yourself. Keep taking time for yourself. We only have ourselves. When you're ready, you can open your eyes up. The cards I have for you right now that we need to know in the moment. Listening. If you want to be heard, listen. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. Throat chakra, Larmar. Affirmation, I am safe and sound and out of harm's way. I follow the rules and expect others to do the same. I'm aware how my thoughts, words, and actions affect me. So listening, releasing those negative thoughts, listen to yourself. Intuition, that's the message I heard. As we bring our hands to heart center, open those eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe. Bring other people to the channel. Let me know of any suggestions. Let me know if you can't hear me. Please, any feedback is feedback, and I appreciate you showing up. Have a great day and take it on with the grace that you started it with. Ashe. Thank you, everyone.